there was a bit of a stigma following you because you were a foreign trained lawyer. And I can relate to that. I'm not a foreign trained lawyer, but I did grad school in the United Kingdom. And early on in my career after I graduated, I keep hearing people, "Why didn't you do it here?" Anything like that. They would create assumptions. And I'm wondering because again, speaking from personal experience, do you develop a bit of a chip on your shoulder? Like, do you feel like you have more to prove within your industry because people keep saying that? I certainly felt that way.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll go as far as share a story. I won't say who or what firm, but um, I had uh, I had applied to one of the big firms in Toronto, and I got it. And this was for a legal assistant position. So this is just before I was fully qualified. I ended up interviewing. I didn't get the role, but I kept in touch with one of the hiring managers there, and they put me in touch with the hiring manager for associates. So like once I've graduated law school, I'm gonna try and
Mhm.
come in as an associate right away. Um, I I kind of got the runaround from this person, and eventually this person ended up emailing me back, but emailing me saying, "Hey, look, I know you've been trying to get a hold of me. I'm just out of courtesy, I'm responding to your email because one of the partners at the firm had suggested me speak to this person, and out of courtesy to that partner, this person was now emailing me back, and
Mm.
they told me very clearly in very clear words in an email, um, "Look, you've gone to the United States because you couldn't get in Canada." You made that assumption, and he
Oh,
said, "Look, like
yeah.
I know where you probably stand in your legal career, but I'm going to tell you right now that you're not going to make it at any Bay Street law firm in Canada. You might as well start looking other places."
Uh,
So that was the introduction to a big law firm in Canada, for me while I was in first year summer of law school. So to answer your question about the chip on my shoulder, that was from the jump. It was always there, and not only do you have to like quantitatively prove yourself every single time because of all these exams and hoops you got to jump through, but then when you're speaking to somebody face to face at an interview, or when you're talking to somebody about potentially coming on board and this and that, at the back of your mind, that plays in, right? It plays in because you've heard it so many times that you're foreign trained and you may
ooh.
not be good enough. So it definitely develops thick skin for sure, but then also like I need to prove you wrong attitude for sure.